Hey, I'm Harry Mays, and it's Thanksgiving time, and the Eagles play on Good Friday. Both teams coming in at 8-3, but neither team looks or feels like an 8-3 football team.
I'm Jason Martinez, and it's all about the 3 Ps: panic, penalties, and Patullo.
I'm Marc Farzetta, and you know what? It's all about finding solutions. And this loss, unfortunately, to the Cowboys has really stuck with me. So just like the Eagles, I'm in search of solutions. All that and more in this edition of Eagles Squad Show.
Fly, Eagles, fly. It's the Eagles Squad. Everything Philadelphia Eagles every week. Covering all the big hits and game-changing plays from the city of brotherly love. The way only the Locked On Podcast Network can. Get ready and squad up. It's the Eagles Squad Show starting now.
And welcome to this edition of Locked On Eagles Squad Show. Harry Mays, Jason Martinez, Marc Farzetta, and this particular episode is brought to you by FanDuel. That's right, none other than FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus dollars. That's bonus bets to use across the app. So head out to or check out FanDuel.com. Real quick, Harry, sorry, the 12 years of Catholic school is kicking in. Did you mean Black Friday?
Did I say Good Friday?
You did. That'll be
well, it will be a Good Friday when the Eagles get back on the winning train.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah. Amen, my friend. Amen.
Yeah. Black Friday is a good Steely Dan song, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, there you go.
When's Kid Charlemagne Day, Harry?
Farzetta's like, what? Ooh,
I'm sorry. Was that the Sinatra song? What happened? I will be asking you guys about Thanksgiving, any traditions in your household a little bit later, but we got to talk about the Eagles. I don't think this is any surprise to anybody. They weren't going to they're not. I don't think they're firing Kevin Patullo this year. They're certainly not firing him on essentially a 4-day turnaround. So that ain't happening. The solutions the Eagles apparently are mindful for. I got some notes here that tells you it's going to be a minute before they find any solutions. The penalty is obviously a big thing. Jason, I know you want to get into that. The injuries now, and we'll also get into the fact that the Bears have won 4 in a row. They're 8-3 on the season. Caleb Williams looked like he's every bit of the quarterback the Bears thought they drafted, and Ben Johnson has certainly tapped into that. We got so much to get into today, but let's talk about and open with Kevin Patullo here, because I for the life of me, gentlemen, I have looked at the offensive line and said that's a problem. You got an offensive line problem, you got an everything problem, and it's still a problem.
Yes,
but when I see Kevin Patullo call a play on a 3rd and 2 that has Jalen Hurts drop back out of the shotgun with Will Shipley next to him with the game on the line, when you already have Tank Bigsby who's ran off a 9-yard run, then you don't see him again.
On his one carry.
And his one carry.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley at least was a good receiver for the most part in that game, with the exception of his fumble. I am just left baffled. And also the constant problem this team has had consistently being a 2-quarter football team, especially when we talk about the offense. Harry, I don't know what to do anymore with Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni constantly backing his hire.
Yeah, and that one carry to Tank Bigsby was one of, I believe, 3 plays where they were not in shotgun during the game.
Yep.
But yeah, 3rd and 2. You know, Eagles teams of the past, Farzy and Jason, would have been setting up for a double tush push to get the first down, maintain possession, start Dallas on their stream of timeouts, and salt away the game until they kick a field goal to win it. Mm-hmm. That's the way a real team would have done it.
Yeah. When I saw Jalen Hurts line up in the shotgun and I didn't see Saquon Barkley next to him, I went quarterback draw. They're going to run Shipley out to the right, and they're going to run a quarterback draw. Nope, didn't do that.
Nope.
And then, of course, they ended up taking Hurts ended up taking the huge sack on that one, Jason.
Yeah, well, the thing is the coach is going to back the offensive coordinator publicly till the cows come home, until his time's up, time's yours for Kevin Patullo, which, we don't know. We'll see how the rest of this season plays out. I have my doubts, as we all do, because he seems to get lost in the game. He's like the babe in the woods. Like, all of a sudden, he doesn't know what's worked, where to go. He forgets about guys. I don't know if it's a lack of preparation. I saw Nick Foles the other day have a quote that said, play calling is not just about knowing offense. It is
It's an art.
It's an art.
That's
yeah,
what he
and
said.
It really is an art because you have to keep the other team second guessing. You have to know when to go back to something, when to not go back to something, when to show something different. You got to constantly be evolving within the game. And look, here's the fact. It's not that Kevin Patullo doesn't know offense and football. It's that he gets lost in it, and he just can't compute where to go, when to go there, and when to bring a guy back into the equation, and totally forgets about weapons that he has or things that worked. The adjustments have been hideous at halftime, by the way. Yeah. And, you look at all these things and, the coach is going to back him. I don't think we take anything from that. That's just a public stance and unified front that you have to show because it doesn't benefit you in any way to not show it. But the Kevin Patullo thing is a real problem that won't be solved in season. There's no savior offensive coordinator out there that's going to be able to come in the middle of a season or late in the season at this point and be able to implement his offense and his play calling and save you. There's no shoot to pull that's going to work. So you got to ride with the guy you got. And I mean, it's got me majorly concerned. It's got everybody concerned for a good reason. He's earned all the concern.
Yeah, I want to go back to that word you said, adjustments there with Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni. All right, I just went back and looked at the first handful of games because we're going into week 13 now with this Eagles team or week 12 now with this Eagles team. Yeah. No, week 13 now with this Eagles team. And I'm really trying to figure it out as far as where the solutions are coming from because the first game of the season was a 24-20 win to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
This time you lost to the Dallas Cowboys 24-21. You scored 3 points against the Dallas Cowboys in week 1 on the Thursday night opener. You just scored 0 points against the Dallas Cowboys in the second half of this matchup. So it got me going down the unfortunate memory lane here with the Eagles. Kansas City Chiefs game, kind of an up and down game for both teams throughout. Nothing huge that stuck out to me, but still a situation where you're really sputtering offensively speaking in that game. It ended up being a 20-17 Eagles victory.
Well, Kelsey gave that game away
with the interception at the goal line by Makuba.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. But offensively speaking, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Offensively speaking, though, you're sputtering throughout that game.
Yeah.
The Rams game, you
2 blocked field goals.
This was insane. Offensively, though, Harry, you have almost nothing in the first half. The second half, it was like a multiple choice question or a multiple choice test, but there was really one choice, and it was you had to throw the football. It made simple stupid. You had to throw the football in the second half. I don't give a lot of credit to Kevin Patullo for anything really in that second half where it was the only option. And, oh, look, Jalen Hurts, a Super Bowl MVP, and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith played great in that game. So I don't really give a lot of credit there. Then you go to the Buccaneers game. Again, one half of football by the offense. You go to the Broncos game. Again, one half of football by the offense. Vikings game, you played Carson Wentz. Giants game, you ended up going out there at 38-20. You blew them away. Packers, you found a way to win. Lions, you found a way to win. But again, these last now 3 games, the offense shows up for 2 quarters. Like, if you're looking for solutions, Harry, where do you think they're trying to find them?
Great question. I mean, I think they're searching because this team was predicated their offensive success on running the football, and they're not able to run the football. And now everybody's searching. The quarterback is out of sorts. When you can call plays, calling plays is easy when you have a running game the way they had it last year. I mean, they were, this guy, the running back, Barkley, is one half of what he was last year as far as per game average, 62.5 yards to 125. It's almost, it is identically average.
Exactly half.
Or half. And then you also have a quarterback that seems to be a little bit reticent to run. Maybe they're saving him for the playoffs to turn on the runs where he's going to run it 6, 7, 8 times like he had done a year or 2 ago because they don't want him to get hurt. That could be a possibility. But when Saquon Barkley is not running for 150 yards a game, and he's only done that once this year, believe it or not, he's had 1 home run this year, and that was in that same game, a 60-plus yard run against the Giants. And that was, by the way, against the lowly Giants.
Right.
They got nothing. They don't have any other card to play. That's what it seems like to me.
It's funny because, when you adjust or a team comes in and they think they know what you can do, they zig, you zag. Problem is with Kevin Patullo, they zig, he zigs. There's no zag. And it's a problem because he plays right into their hands. And I have to think that this is part of the running game too. Barkley's not going to do what he did a year ago. That was magical, right? But to be half as effective as you were a year ago, like Harry said, and Harry nailed the number. 62.5 to 125 last year. That's not just the guy taking a regressive step back because maybe he ran the ball a ton last year.
Yeah.
He is not. I've seen him in the open field. It's not that much of an issue. And the offensive line's an issue too in the blocking for sure, but not to the degree that they are. He runs it right into the teeth of the defense far too often. And Barkley's got nowhere to go. Yeah. So, it's a combination of those things. But the fact that, the other team zigs and he zigs, that's a huge problem. This guy doesn't seem like he can crack the code and play ahead. Their first down playing behind the sticks is absurd. And then put the penalties on top of it, and you've got the gong
the penalties,
show.
Yeah. And the offensive line is they're banged up. They're just not good this year. Stoutland University is now a community college.
Well, it's not on him, though, Harry.
What do you mean? He's the run game coordinator.
Yeah.
How can none of this be on him?
Well, he's got a piece of it, but not as much. He's not JUCO all of a sudden.
I know we want to build him a statue, but he's got to take part of the blame.
Well, the offensive line's effective. His offensive line's effective when they play together and they have cohesion. And they just haven't had that, whether it's Lane Johnson coming on and off the field or now being
injuries
out.
happen, man. Every team goes through this stuff. He used to be able to weather this stuff because the backup that came in wasn't a stiff. They put Mark Pryor on the field for one snap, and he got a penalty that called back a huge play.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is killing them this year.
Yeah, you have to look at it and say this team has been poorly coached.
Yes.
Poorly managed. Except for Vic Fangio, because they don't have anything to do with Vic Fangio.
Right.
You know what I mean? You hire Vic Fangio, to be Vic Fangio and get out of his way.
Well, and now we're going to see Vic Fangio be challenged because now he's down 2 safeties and maybe a cornerback coming into this game.
Yeah, no, you're
That's
right.
a whole other story.
Yeah, the concern tree is growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as Stoutland goes, my question is, are they he's a proven commodity.
Yes.
All right.
Kevin
Patullo is obviously not a proven commodity. So did they give Stoutland some fancy title and then just ignore him? That's Michael, because I've asked the question for a long time now, Harry. Like, hey, look, how much of this is Jeff Stoutland? And then I'm like, wait a minute. Of all the guys on the offensive side of the football that have some hand in play calling or game planning, I'll put it that way, game planning, I trust Jeff Stoutland probably the most out of anybody. So are they just like, give us your ideas or your I don't know, give us your packet on what plays we should run against the team, what the run blocking scheme should look like. And all of a sudden, that's terrible? That doesn't make any sense to me. But I do know that the offensive line is absolutely taking a hit. I don't know if this is a lack of spending money for good, decent backups, with that money now being allotted to a linebacker like we've never seen paid in Philadelphia, or a running back being paid like we've never seen in Philadelphia. Why all of a sudden is Stoutland University, Harry? I love the way you put it. Yeah. Why is it all of a sudden a community college?
I don't have the answer, but Juergens hasn't been himself this year. Landon Dickerson is not playing like Landon. Mailata's not having a great year.
Yeah, so it's not injured.
Right. Well, that we know of. We don't know that he's got any kind of injury, but they went up against a 5-man front, and one of the linemen is on record basically saying that we weren't prepared for it. Mm-hmm. Now, what is that about?
Oh, Harry. Yeah. Oh my,
That's
okay.
concerning.
Am I right?
So Landon Dickerson, after the game, for those that didn't see it, said, "Hey, what was the struggles in the run game and the offensive line today?" And he's just like, they went to a 5-man front. Like, we weren't expecting that. We really didn't prepare for that. We didn't know how to go against it. Now, first off,
and they didn't adjust to it.
Right, you adjust to it. But first off, did did football just start yesterday? Is a 5-man front some kind of wild sorcery we've never seen before in the history of the game?
Yeah, it's not
you know
the
what I mean?
46 defense.
I heard guys on
nobody saw.
NFL radio talking about Dallas's 5-man front leading into this game during the week, saying they're wondering how Philadelphia will combat it, and they obviously didn't because they never even saw it.
Yeah. Sirianni said yesterday they did spend time on it, but it's Landon Dickerson later. He tried to walk back his comments, but he said what he said and he meant what he meant.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't trying to throw coaches under the bus, but Sirianni painted the picture of, hey, look, when you go up against an opponent, you anticipate a number of things. We didn't bet on the right thing, essentially. Yeah, we went over a 5-man front, but we didn't, I guess, spend enough time on it. Well, that's pretty obvious.
Right.
Yeah, but the pigeons on NFL radio knew it was coming.
Isn't that funny how that
Was
works?
Sirianni listening to the camera on WIP for a scouting report? Like, what are we doing here?
Well, wait, are you talking about the Westwood One broadcast of the game?
No,
No,
I'm
no,
talking
the
NFL,
show.
like Sirius
Oh, okay.
XM's
okay.
NFL
Okay,
radio.
NFL
I
Network
listen to
Radio.
that during the
Okay.
channel 88, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's off-putting, to say the absolute least.
Mhm.
Speaking of things that are off-putting, let me give this to you. Shio Kapadia, okay, who we all know here. Eagles offense currently ranks 25th in success rate. They are producing a positive play on offense at the same rate as the New York Jets.
I saw that.
God.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun? Does
Anytime
that make
you
you feel
compare
good?
with the Jets,
You
it's
never
not
want to be
good.
compared with them. No, exactly.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah.
The lowest success rate an Eagles offense has had through week 12 in the last 20 years,
Yeah.
folks.
And what are they in 3 and outs? Are they the worst or are
I
they
think they're the greatest 3-and-out team ever.
the
which
best
means
at
they're
3 and
terrible.
out? Okay.
They're the best at. If you want fast offense,
Yeah.
just look
Since
to
Chip
the Eagles.
Kelly.
Well, Chip
Yeah.
Kelly's available, by the way.
Yeah, so
Oh,
no
yeah.
thanks. He's
No,
no,
no. Don't you dare dismiss Chip Kelly. No, no.
I'm just I can't do it again. No way.
Well, first off, people are talking about creativity and like, I'd rather have Chip Kelly calling plays. I'm like, he had 3 plays, 4 if you include punt. Okay.
Yeah. That's how you kill a defense, Chip Kelly.
Exactly. Brian Dable, Mike McCarthy, Doug Peterson,
Doug P. Yeah.
Chip Kelly.
Frank Reich.
You got Frank
No,
Reich.
Frank's
That's another one.
coaching. He's at Stanford.
No, we get him out of the college game, Harry. Nothing just Ivy League
he has a
college
job.
stuff. Yeah, well.
He has
tied
a
down.
job.
He's
Yeah.
tied down.
Yeah.
Because you know those college contracts are unbreakable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there who would you name? Who Jason? I'll ask you first. Who do
I
you
named
want
Harry
Yeah.
because I know. Here's what I know: when another team zigs, Harry zags.
Exactly.
Now,
You know?
if we're gonna get college coaches out of their contract, I'll go get Lane Kiffin.
Ooh.
Okay.
He ain't
All
leaving
right.
for an OC gig though.
No.
Not with the payday he just got.
No,
You
I
see that
know.
number?
Yeah.
Lane. All right, you're going Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
Jason, who you going?
I'm not going James Franklin. That much I can tell you.
Well,
Patullo reminds me of Franklin.
Does
like
he?
a game day, like just messes it
yeah.
up game day.
Yeah.
Although Franklin was a good recruiter, you're not getting anybody.
No, I
you
don't.
know, and I don't want Nick Sirianni calling the plays because if he hasn't
Yeah.
called them yet, that's obviously not a strength of his.
Yeah.
But his supposed strength is managing the team. And these, I'm going to keep bringing it up until the cows come home. These penalties, that is on the head coach. There must be no
14.
accountability. They're
14
like-
accepted last week. Yeah.
They have 84 on the season.
I think
I
they
mean-
got more than that. I looked it up today. They're in the 90s. They're 7th. They're the 7th highest in the NFL. And if you look at all the teams that have more, the only sort of anomaly, the Bears actually have a few more. So expect a lot of flags this Friday on
that'll be
Black
fun.
Friday. It'll be Yellow
game.
Flag Friday is what it'll be. But the Broncos actually lead the league in penalties.
Wow.
But yet they're a good
993.
team.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, Jason, I'm going to put that penalty on for on a nice big fat T for you in a second because I know you want to sink your teeth into that. I got something that you're especially going to love when it comes to that. But I bring in Brian Dable. Not that you're going to do that this year. I'm talking about when you alleviate responsibilities from Kevin Patullo, because I think moving on from Patullo, really even this year, publicly, is I think a pipe dream. Unfortunately. The only other person that's going to call plays on this football team is Nick Sirianni. And that is not me banging the drum for him to do it. If you give it to Scott Loeffler, the quarterback's coach, who's been a college coach, he's been a coach, an assistant at the NFL level years ago. He's worked with some pretty good quarterbacks over the years. He was there with Tom Brady in New England, or excuse me, in Michigan at the same time. That goes back a ways, obviously. But when you think about this offense and you think about other people that could call anybody else other than Nick Sirianni are going to want their shine. They're going to want the credit. They're going to want the announcement. Nick Sirianni is the only guy there that is going to do it without making Kevin Patullo look bad. And every good play that works, he's going to say it was called by Kevin Patullo. Every bad play, he'll take responsibility for. But the only person that I see calling the majority of the plays other than Kevin Patullo from this point on, if there is even a change made, would be Nick Sirianni.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
There's only one way this flows in season, and that's up. It ain't flowing down to the QB coach. It's not flowing down to a new hire. Look, I don't know if Dable and Sirianni could coexist, to be honest with you. After hearing some of the things that went on in New York with Dable, basically throwing guys under the bus, I don't think that works in Nick Sirianni's culture. But, yeah, you're right, Mark. The only way it goes is if Sirianni grabs the con. He goes in like Sean Connery. I'm on the con. And takes over the sub. The other way, it's not going to happen. And I have no faith that that's going to fix things. If that does take place and it publicly does, cut the legs off of his offensive coordinator, who he beat the drum and, laid some reputation down on the line to make the OC. But that's why I'm really worried about this thing going forward, like the wheels fully falling off here. They're a good football team. They're going to beat some of these bad teams no matter what, but it's not about that. It's about this team, getting through weeks in the playoffs again to go fight for another Super Bowl. And I just don't see it because there's too many things to fix, and you can't fix all of it in season.
And the big thing is the offensive line.
Yeah, and we hid behind it under the guise of wins, and they're winning, and they're holding teams under 20 points or whatever. But eventually the chickens have come home to roost, and this team's just not going to – they just don't have the creativity, or, that offensive line's not going to fix itself. Lane Johnson coming back is not going to fix everything. And is he going to stay healthy? So there's worry that this season's not going to progress the way, last year did for sure, and maybe even a couple of years ago when they got to the Super Bowl and lost.
Yeah, I'm going to make an amendment just because I like your suggestion, Jason, because I also think that, like Nick Sirianni, this man would be selfless, and that's Harry Mays. Team player.
Absolutely.
Harry Mays. He doesn't need that shine. No, great play. Great play call, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we come
No,
back,
Harry's going to tell him, you have got to be faster.
Yeah. I'd be up in the booth. I would be the loudest mother effer on that headset. Oh, can you imagine me on a four-way headset?
Yeah. Oh. I want to run the ball here. Why?
I need you throwing your headset into the glass and shattering it.
And a can of cup of dip. Oh, up in the booth, the dip would be flying everywhere.
Somebody
could be smoking a cigar.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing. And Harry just leaning over to his assistant saying, if you have to tell me you know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing.
Harry banging on the glass for the defensive area.
You would be a phenomenal coach. Not only that, Harry, but the walk out of the tunnel to start the game with the Harry Clint Eastwood walk coming out there. Yep. Like when he walked, the outlaw Josie Wales came into town and painted the town red, killed a guy and took a bath. That is Harry.
Killed the guy and took a bath.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm learning.
Well, he did something else in between there, too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
On that note, when we come back, ball on the tee for Jason Martinez and penalties. All that and more when we return. Locked On Eagles Squad show on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. Back after this. And right now, I want to tell you about FanDuel NBA. It's upon us. NFL, well upon us, as you know already. No better place to get in on the action than with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you miss the start of a game or want to ride a hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next or also who will make that fourth quarter comeback. Plus, you can also combine your live bets in the same game parlay for a shot at even a bigger payout. Sound good? Great, actually. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets. How much money? $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game at FanDuel.com, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Once again, head to FanDuel.com and download the FanDuel app where new customers get $300 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. FanDuel.com, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
$300. Wow.
$300. Just like that.
$300.
Just finding in your back pocket. Just like that. So, Jason, here's what really pissed me off about that Nick Sirianni guy. If you have a couple of penalties, I could look at a player and be like, come on, how do you not know? That kind of thing. But Nick Sirianni flat out, and I actually believe him on this, I don't think he's just taking responsibility to save a player. He coached Tyler Steen improperly. The penalty in the last game there where Steen reached across against the Lions to touch the defensive lineman. Apparently the rule is if you line up in the neutral zone, don't touch them. If they come across the neutral zone, touch them. But apparently Nick Sirianni didn't coach it like that. So Tyler Steen made the mistake. Nick Sirianni took the blame for it. If you're going to be all about being disciplined and you're going to be all about coaching your players to know what to do, and you already know that penalties are a huge problem, don't you think you might have a rules expert go over that stuff with your offensive lineman rather than you? Because 14 penalties in particular in a game is atrocious. Seeing, was it Devontae Smith that was lined up wrong and they got that penalty for illegal formation?
Yep.
You got to ask the referee in that case, just like Alshon Jeffrey did in the Eagles' first Super Bowl that they won against Patriots. Hey, am I good here? Right. Yeah, you're good there. And then you're good. And then you're good.
You see it happen all the time. I mean, they look right down to the line at the ref, and the ref nods. Yeah, you're good. You're on the line.
So where's the solution here? Where's the solution in professional athletes knowing what the rules are?
Very simple. You bring in Gene Steratore or whoever. I don't give a damn who. Somebody who knows the rules and comes in, and you allocate time to it because clearly they don't understand, because it's an issue week in, week out. And Harry's been all over it all year. I've been kind of like laying back on it, but last week was the tipping point for me.
All right.
These pre-snap penalties are friggin' ridiculous. And you got a team that sucks at play calling on first down. And then you couple that with now it's 1st and 15 all the time. So it's reached the line. They need to get somebody in there, allocate some of the bandwidth during the week, get rid of one of your team bonding things or whatever it is you're doing, and allocate some time to educate the lads on what is and what is not a penalty and how to handle certain situations so you can stop putting yourself in 1st and 15 with this pre-snap garbage. The coach needs to clean it up. It's on him. There has to be accountability for it. And I understand, look, a guy takes a penalty. You can't just take him out of the game and because you're in a depth situation now too. But this is unhinging them week in and week out. It's become a huge detriment. So also, find a solution.
I need to know what's the official time. Like, how fast can a center turn his head? What's the allotted time? Because I need to know that. Because Cam Jurgens just looked like he was doing something that he does almost every snap, and he got a penalty for turning his head too quick. That was the false start. That's a rule I want to understand better.
Yeah. Well, they also had Steen basically standing up all the time and tapping him on the rear end, and that was signifying the snap count. Like after a while, you're Dallas, you're on to that, right?
I don't. After 3 times,
I remember Jeff Saturday getting tapped in Indianapolis. Like I remember that starting out with him,
Jeff Saturday.
Because he was out of shotgun all the time. Manning was.
Right.
Yeah, but if you're a defensive lineman, it's just one of those things as a mere mortal, not a former NFL athlete. I don't understand how it's like you see that, so it's like to anticipate the jump there. So I don't know, but anyway, so the Cam Jurgens thing, Tyler Steen and the tapping and all that stuff. I don't understand that one thing with Cam Jurgens, and I don't understand how that was pass interference on Devontae Smith. That's something that I think they need a lot of teaching moments on, because I don't understand for the life of me how you could come in contact and the defensive back can come in contact with you and you get the pass interference call. And that would have been a nice 12-yard pickup again by Dallas Goedert. All these penalties, and I know that Dallas even had 8, so it wasn't like they got off scot-free here. It's just the same problem with the Eagles every single week, where they just look undisciplined. They look like they're horribly coached, and they have no understanding of what the rules actually are in the NFL. And that is a huge problem when you talk about a head coach who's now coached in 2 Super Bowls. Yeah. And he'll just keep – you know what he did that actually pissed me off? And this has nothing to do with penalties. This has to do with coaching. Nick Sirianni took responsibility for Xavier Gibson's fumble.
Yeah.
On the punt.
Why did he field that ball?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Responsibility no idea. You throw that guy under the bus and cut him.
He should have been cut. Seriously, that's why he that's why he's no longer with the Jets. They did it with the Jets.
He had going into that game, I believe he had 70 maybe punt returns in his career, and just now he's like, if I'm at the 5, I should probably still catch it. What are you, crazy?
Yeah,
it's over your head. Stop doing it. Harry, you texted me during the game. I remember.
Yeah,
and I said the same thing. It's egregious that he did that.
Yeah, this wasn't a second guess the day after. You and I were communicating about it as it was happening. And if you're gonna field it, which is stupid, just fair catch the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't go trying to make a hero play at the 5.
It does.
Stupid.
He should know.
Yeah, you should.
Right.
There's some things you shouldn't have to coach at this point. They are pros, like fielding that ball. I shouldn't have to go over that with you before the game. That should be something you already know by this point. But to me, it's the preparation during the week has to be questioned with this team.
Absolutely.
Guys, all these pre-snap, let's bear down this week.
And now you got a short week with a holiday in it.
Yeah. I guess the team really that's won 8 of their last 9.
Yeah.
Well, so
I don't feel good about this week. So when you come to me at the end of this show, Farzetta, with your prediction, don't be surprised when I don't have the Eagles.
They're favored by 7 points.
I know, which to me is absurd.
What do they know?
That tells you everything that Vegas doesn't believe in the Bears.
Right.
That's what it tells me.
So here's my question then. As we have established, Nick Sirianni does not call plays. He might call a play here and there, certainly decide on 4th down. Maybe he'll call plays down the line. But we always ask the question, people outside the market ask the question too, what does he do? What is it you say you do here? Because one of the things that I could say about Nick Sirianni constantly is the guy has his team prepared to play football. He has his team pulling focus, and they're ready to go. That's how you have so many, 10-1 starts to a season. That's how you've gotten out to, 8-2 records, 8-3 records. That's how you've been to 2 Super Bowls and all that. He's got his team focused and prepared. Jason, to your point, the penalties, that would hint at not being focused and prepared. The lack of adjustments, that would also put the highlight on the idea of not being focused and prepared. So now I got to ask the question again. What is it you say you do here?
Well, look, last year, they didn't score a first quarter touchdown until week 12?
Yeah.
So they weren't that focused and prepared.
That's right.
That's right. It's just shifted this year, the hole in his preparation. Because, I mean, it wasn't like week 12 last year until they scored a touchdown in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Which is, as good as that offense was, that's almost harder to do.
Yeah, it's mystifying. It really is.
Yeah. Like, what is going on here? Is that it makes you go, is all these wins and the success that he's had been a lot of, football god's luck or something? You don't make your luck over a sample size that big in the NFL, but I mean, it's been really concerning where they are right now. It really is.
They just went through a stretch prior to losing this game where they didn't trail in a game since week 6.
Yeah, that's crazy too.
Isn't that nuts?
I think they said that on the I think they said that on the broadcast maybe.
They did.
And I went, wait, what?
Yeah.
It really didn't feel like that. Didn't feel like that even a little bit, unfortunately, with this Eagles team. All right.
Well, it feels like they've been trailing all year.
Well, because they play 2 quarters per game.
Right.
Yeah,
and there's a huge problem with that, guys. There's 4 of them. You can't play just 2.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe they'd be a good hockey team, Jason. Maybe they'd be a great hockey team.
Play 3 periods.
And I know he's not here with us today. We gave him a little guff on the post-game show, but Keely Ringo, Luigi's guy, was on the field for like 3 or 4 snaps and had 2 penalties.
Yeah. They were snaps to forget.
That poor young man. That poor young man. That's a shame.
And we love Luigi.
He's on IR with hurt feelings.
Yeah.
He's on the IR with hurt feelings.
With a broken heart.
Yeah.
He's Richard Dreyfuss in Jaws. Broke my heart. All right. When we come back, too random. Sorry. All right. When we come back, we're going to get into the solutions that the Eagles could be looking for and injuries for this Eagles team. All that more when we return. This is Locked On Eagles Squad show on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. Back after this.
Today's show is brought to you by our friends over there at Peloton. Look, folks, it's time to break through the busiest time of the year with a brand new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus that's powered by Peloton IQ. It's Peloton's most elevated technology and equipment yet that gives you real-time guidance, and it gives you endless ways to move, whether you want to work out by yourself or if you want to work out with your favorite instructor, like my personal favorite, Alex Toussaint. He always gets me fired up to tackle the day. And the thing I like about Peloton, it helps me achieve more in less times. They have features that help you plan, stay motivated, track your progress, and Peloton IQ also provides personalized workout plans and recommendations. That's something that I use right now during the busiest time of the year covering the NFL. They plan my workouts for me based on my mood, my vibe, and also my favorite instructors. So make sure you check it out and use it because it also helps you correct your form in real time, and it maximizes your reps. It counts your reps so that you can do it smarter, safer, and more efficient. Let yourself run, lift, flex, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
Maybe we should get that Peloton coach to be the new OC.
Yeah.
He sounds
pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like he knows what he's doing.
I'm looking at the pre-snap count penalty list here in the NFL for this season. The team that leads the way with 38 of them are the Giants. They stink. The Bears, 37 of them. I'm getting ready. Get ready for a lot of laundry on Friday. Minnesota, 35. Tennessee, 33. They both stink. The Chargers have 32. New Orleans, the worst team in the league, 32. Dallas, 32. Eagles, 31. There's 7 teams ahead of them with more pre-snap penalties.
Not a lot of 8-win teams on that list.
Just the Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bears and Eagles.
The Eagles.
That's
obviously.
pre-snap penalties.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, that'll be fun, Harry. I'm just so glad to be doing laundry on
I know.
Friday.
We'll have 25 accepted penalties in this donkey game coming up Friday.
Don't make
game will
plans.
take 4 hours.
Yep.
Get your shopping done before the game, folks.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going out, yeah.
The line
Going
judge
out.
is going to tear a rotator cuff in this thing. You need Tommy John surgery from throwing the flags.
Ooh, perfect segue. Injuries, folks. Injuries. Drew Makuba, no bueno.
Could be
Not
done
looking
for the
good
year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably done
Yeah.
for the year. Reed Blankenship, surprisingly today, I heard at worst it could be a hip pointer injury for him.
It's like a thigh injury or something, wasn't it? Or,
yeah. Vic Fangio said today that he expects him to play. So
Okay.
you're still going to be looking for another safety. Now, according to Fangio, who, by the way, I actually think you get things out of throughout the year. Like earlier in the season when we talked about CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, you know, he said it's going to be hard to just have Quentin Mitchell follow one guy because they're both so good. And I'm like, coach speak. And he's like, oh, no, that actually happened. It was hard for them to do that, especially in week 1. But he does give you little nuggets throughout his press conferences. He's more forthcoming than most. And he talked about Michael Carter II possibly playing safety.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean possibly playing safety, but most likely going to play nickel. And then Cooper DeJean also maybe playing more on the outside. If they do have Sidney Brown up and running with Reed Blankenship, then likely Cooper DeJean would be on the outside, and then you have
in the slot.
Michael Carter II in the slot.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting that he actually was that, because the likely scenario, just to make it real simple for everyone, the likely scenario here is that Cooper DeJean's on the outside, Michael Carter's in the nickel, and that Sidney Brown is your starting safety opposite Reed Blankenship Friday. Confidence? You got confidence there, Harry?
I don't like that. I'll tell you, Blankenship is one of those guys. He kind of is an unsung guy on this defense because there's so many big names. But to me, that guy kind of holds it all together back there. When he went out of that game, it changed the game. And that's when they had that Span Ford guy caught that touchdown pass. I didn't even know who he was. The tight end for Dallas, which made it 21-14. That Blankenship was out for that drive, and I think it totally changed it. That's where Ringo got a defensive holding that gave Dallas first and goal. Lamb had the big 50-yard play on your boy DeJean, but Baun had an interception go right between his hands. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
All on that drive.
Yeah. On Baun, what you mentioned the name. I know he played extremely well last year. I don't know if we're spoiled by that year, and that's a hard bar for him to keep getting to, but it just feels like you don't hear his name even in big play moments like we did a year ago, Jason.
Like last year.
He's been okay. I think he's been okay, but I don't think he has played at that level that got him that contract.
He hasn't been around the ball like he was last year. It seemed like there was 3 of them on the field at times last year, right?
Still makes a lot of tackles.
He does. He's a volume tackler, no doubt about it. N'Kobe Dean looks like the
emerged.
guy. Yeah, that you go. I mean, he keeps popping in the game week in and week out since he's been back. Yeah, and he did it again.
And on that same drive, Quinyon Mitchell got called for PI. Yeah. Dallas was backed up in their own end around their own 10, if I remember. The pass interference got him out a little bit, and then Williams, the running back, had a nice run that got him out from their shadow of their end zone, and then they made the big play and got a couple of penalties and the missed interception. It's just one thing leads to another. Next thing you know, they're in the end zone, and now you got a football game at 21-14, and you're like, oh my, they're going to find a way to lose the game.
And the snowball is rolling down the hill and gathering up, getting larger by the moment.
Yep. And then the next drive, I think the Eagles started with back-to-back penalties, and Elliott missed the field goal. That's where that drive ended. Remember that one?
Was that after a fumble too?
That was the Smitty pass interference and the A.J. Brown false start. Yeah.
Correct.
And then they tried to finish. And then Jalen, oh boy, the quarter's back in the machine. Jalen on the 3rd and 12 throws 5 yards short of the sticks. Like what? To
Goddard.
To Goddard. Why?
Yep.
Yeah. Why? Why make that throw? Why make that throw? Well, they were going for the field goal is the obvious answer there, but there was
field goal would have been huge there too.
It was a 56-yarder. I mean,
But, and Aubrey,
today's
Aubrey
NFL, you got to make
51-yarder.
Aubrey missed a 51-yarder. Yeah, true. Which is unlike him. But you talk about guys like Baun, who we haven't been seeing play up to that level. A guy named Jalen Phillips, I don't think did a whole lot in this game.
He wasn't mentioned.
He wasn't mentioned at all, if I remember. In the first 2 weeks we was here, he was unbelievable. So
defensive line, talking about not playing to the bar that you set. The Jalen Phillips version of this defensive line, including the edge rusher position, did not play up to that level at all. There was maybe one play that I really saw from Jalen Phillips where he blew a guy up, and then Dak just got rid of the football, and there was no play to be made because Dak got rid of it. That was disappointing in this game, but still, for me, your defense gives up 24 points, but your defense also had an opportunity there to really let the Dallas Cowboys take true control of the game and almost make it a 2-touchdown win when they came up with the stop after the Xavier Gibson fumble.
Yeah,
you're deep in the zone there. You're deep in your own territory. You fumble the football, and you come up with that literally goal line stand, as it turned out. Because who was it? Was it Ferguson that came up with the reception there, their tight end? And
he was short.
Was it DeJean? I can't remember who it was that came up and made the stop. But they stopped him right there in front of the goal line with what would have been a touchdown, obviously. But it's hard to stay mad at the defense when they've been the star of the show for the vast majority of the season.
And the first play there, they got out of jail. The Eagles got out of jail with the pass on the left sideline to A.J. Brown. By the way, the first catch he had in the second half. At that point, after having a great first half. Oh, that's right. We have A.J. Brown. Oh, I had no idea. Kevin Patullo. I can see the thought bubble in his head. I forgot we had it. He had 7 catches in the first half.
When the defense held, that's when Lamb dropped the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
Should have been a touchdown.
That should have been.
Yeah. Like he did week one.
Yeah, right. 7 drops against the Eagles alone this year. CD Lamb.
How about that?
Did you guys happen to hear what A.J. Brown said after the game?
No, I was doing the post game. I didn't get to tune in.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Pleasantly, I might add. A.J. Brown is not worried. A.J. Brown, when he was asked about a loss like this hanging over the Eagles' head, he goes, with this group, I'm not worried. I'm not too worried about what we could do as a team. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Now you're not worried?
Yeah. Hold on. You just got blanked in the second half as an offense. And all of a sudden, and by blanked, I mean scoreless, obviously. And or maybe both things. But you are not worried now, all of a sudden? I thought this would be the pinnacle of worry when it comes to this Eagles team not being able to really get anything going offensively. Another instance of second half punt. You score 21 points, folks, in the first 19 minutes of the game.
Right.
Nothing the rest of the way. I'd be worried about that. Apparently not.
Because he seemed to have been worried up until like last week.
Yeah, he's a bastion of optimism now, all of a sudden.
All right.
Go figure.
Well,
Go figure.
Good.
He's
just trying to put that out there. He's just trying to put that into the universe.
I'm just be over here. I'm going to put out the vibe.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
like a little Christmas.
Yeah. One thing I did see revived a little bit was a slant route with AJ in this game. That was nice.
That was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But then we forgot about it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is amazing how this team can find success. I want to get back into this. I forget who had the number. Harry, maybe it was you. Just in terms of what was under center and what was out of shotgun.
Oh yeah, there was like 3 or 4 plays under center in the whole game.
Yeah, I want to dip back into that, and I also want to talk about this Bears team coming up in a second. This is Locked On Eagle Squad Show. Quick blink of a break. Be back right after this. So in the Minnesota Vikings game, the Eagles had a lot of success running under center. Eagles had a lot of success play action out of being under center. Then we saw it again against the Giants. Then not so much, it seemed like, against the Packers or the Lions or even this time around here against the Dallas Cowboys. If the Eagles are looking for a solution, Harry, I believe they found one, and then they leave it alone.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone – how can you make that make sense? Is it just something they just don't want to do and want to do sparingly? How many times were they under center, Harry?
3 or 4.
Yeah, 3. I think 3 or 4.
And one of them was Tank Bigsby's 9-yard run.
And then you never saw
the
him
one
again.
Carry that he had. Yeah.
I'm really struggling with this Eagles team. It really does feel like 2023 and they're taking on water again. It feels like there is just water leaking onto the boat and it's going down. I want that not to be true. But the writing's on the wall. Another first-year play caller, unfortunately. Yeah. The only thing is, again, I have a lot more confidence
from within. Promoted from within.
Had never done it before.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. And if you're finding things along the way that work, and then all of a sudden they're not, you don't go to them anymore by your own free choice, that doesn't make any sense to me.
No,
and I understand why. I understand anyone that looks at this team at 8-3 and they go, oh, yeah, 8-3, but they got problems, because they do have problems. At any point, Jason, have you looked at this team and said, oh, they're a dominant football team? Because I remember in 2023, I was looking at it and being like, maybe the win they had over Fangio's banged-up Dolphins defense on that, I think it was a Thursday night. Other than that, there was maybe one other game. There was one other game that they won by more than 10 points. And that was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2023 in Tampa in a primetime game. But other than that, this team has not looked at all in any form a dominant football team that we saw last year.
No, and that's the thing, and it's the side-by-side comparison of last year that's so still like kind of etched in our brains because it was so much fun. They would come out in the third quarter and they just road grade you with a 13-30 drive and put the game away. And Saquon was, it was like perfect. And now this year, it's like you go to the restaurant, you get a good appetizer, but then the steak sucks. You know what I mean? Like you got roadkill for a steak. And with Kevin Patullo, like he's the chef here and cooking this up, and it's just been messed up. And Sirianni's the sous chef, or I don't know what the hell's going on. I mean, I hope Kevin Patullo gets the package. I sent him some highlighters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, like I was at the Target and bought the 4-pack of highlighters, Harry.
Yeah.
They have the pink highlighter, the yellow highlighter,
The green.
Yeah. I bought that and sent it to him so we can highlight the plays that work and the things that work so he can remind himself that under center, that's a green highlighter. We should go back to that, or, you use the pink highlighter. That didn't work. Maybe we should eliminate that and not try and push the square peg into the round hole, like running up the middle repeatedly when Brent Toth is at center or something like that. So I hope he got the package.
When Brent Toth was the center, they went under center and actually had some success.
So, I mean, and Juergens is so banged up, he didn't look right.
Yeah.
So like, can we assign some, success rates to these highlighters of what we're doing, and maybe keep a highlighter on AJ Brown after the first half. Or at the beginning of a game.
Which color is that one? Is that the light blue one?
That would be light blue, Harry.
Light blue.
Or maybe you go with pink because he wears the shoe. The pink
No, you
shoe.
said pink are the plays that don't work.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'll give the pink a positive one here.
A lot of restaurant
There you go.
references. Are you and the old lady going to the fondue place this week?
No, what Melting Pot, Harry?
Yeah, the melting pot.
No, we're not going to celebrate there. We're going to be celebrating up at Parks
Okay.
for the Joe Conklin show here.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
December 18th. It's a sold-out program.
Nice.
But I
nice.
managed to garner some tickets from Mike Baldini and Conklin. So
Nice.
we're going to have a nice dinner, a nice steak. I'm hoping that Patullo's not back there man in the kitchen.
I told Johnny Marks that you call him Patullo. So
Yeah.
get ready for that.
Yeah. I like a petunia.
Like Petula Clark.
Yeah, I don't like going Patullo. He didn't earn the O vowel.
Okay.
So,
Fair enough.
I just got so many issues with this guy right now, and I just don't. Again, I like to come to the table with the problems and have some solutions in the bag, but I got no solutions.
No.
Like we have been talking for friggin' 52 minutes now. None of us have a solution.
Well, I thought we were onto something with Harry being the offensive coordinator, but apparently
yeah.
that's being thrown out. But
Yeah.
I'm for it. I support it wholeheartedly.
No.
The Chicago Bears coming to town, obviously 3:00 kickoff for Black Friday prime game. The Chicago Bears all of a sudden just look like a force to be reckoned with when it comes to Caleb Williams really finding a way. I know they didn't get everything they wanted out of that win. They would have loved to have beat the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. That didn't happen. They beat Mason Rudolph this time around. Guys are clicking right now on that Bears team. Harry, when you look at that Bears team, who jumps out at you that you want to make sure that Vic Fangio is really focusing in on, or Kevin Patullo is looking to exploit?
Well, I just look at the teams that they played. They've had the benefit of playing a pretty light schedule. Taking apart the Las Vegas Raiders. They beat Washington. They beat New Orleans. They beat Baltimore. Or no, they actually lost to Baltimore without Lamar Jackson. And then they beat Cincinnati without Burrow. They beat the Giants, the Minnesota Vikings, who aren't very good. And like you mentioned, the Pittsburgh Steelers without Aaron Rodgers. So this doesn't seem like your typical, like a real 8-3 team to me. I know they got a good coach. I think he's a good play caller. The quarterback is still under 60% completion percentage. And in this day and age in the NFL, that is really bad. Because even if the average quarterbacks are like 64, 65. So I think the Eagles can maybe get some turnovers out of this. You got Swift coming back as a running back. He's decent, but as far as wide receivers, Odunze or whatever, he gets all the shine. They got some pretty good tight ends. I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty much not a real sophisticated offensive approach. I think it's going to be kind of conservative, to be honest with you, and make Caleb Williams beat you.
Yeah,
Kind of like you did against Jordan Love a little bit, right, Harry?
Yeah.
And just throw different looks at him, and we're not worried about the game planning and adjustments when it comes to that side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball for the Eagles. I mean, this is one of those games where I could see Vic Fangio's defense holding them under 16 points.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, but then again, this is a by committee offense for the Chicago Bears. They have put up in this 8 wins out of their last 9 games. They've put up 31 points twice. they put up 47 in there as well. Granted, I know the opponents, and you mentioned them, Harry, but they have put up points by kind of an offense by committee. It's not been one guy. I mean, you see the running backs with good touchdown totals, and they're a team of some of the parts offense. So who do you key on? Well, I think you got to kind of key it on it all. And I think this is a strength of Vic Fangio's, just a schematic game where he throws a lot of different looks at them. And if your offense, if the Eagles offense can get to 20 points, and I don't know that it can, with all this kind of what's going on with the team right now, then the defense is going to have to win them the game like they did against the Packers on the road in Lambeau and like they did against the Lions at Lincoln Financial Field.
Mm-hmm. The one thing that does grab my attention about the Bears is that they can extend drives. You can obviously do that through your quarterback sneaks. I think he has 18, or not sneaks, but scrambles. Caleb Williams, I think, is 18 on the season. Then you're also looking at DeAndre Swift and Manungai, I think is how you say his name.
Yeah.
Their other running back that can get after it as well. So they can kill clock. DJ Moore has kind of gotten back on track a little bit this season. They can move the football offensively, not killer, not a team that really goes for the jugular, but they're a team that can control the football. Your offense is going to have to try to do the same thing, because I don't want to see the Eagles defense worn out again, like I saw them late in the fourth quarter against the Dallas Cowboys here. I like the way Seth Joyner said defense can't even get on the bench and taste the Gatorade before having to run back on the football field. I don't want that to be this kind of game. I want you to enjoy the orange flavored Gatorade, the blue Gatorade, the red Gatorade. I want you to taste it, go, fruit punch, delectable, and then get back on the football field. So seeing a team that can run the football well does raise my eyebrows when it comes to this Bears team. Do we want to move to predictions, gentlemen?
Hold on a second. Caleb Williams, it's pretty fascinating to me that he's under 60%, but he's only thrown 4 interceptions. You would think that number be higher, right?
Yeah.
So look at the Eagles defense if they're going to win the game, to score too.
Okay.
Or at least put the offense in a position where they can't F it up.
What do you got, Jason?
Man.
Oh, you got like a 17-16 Eagles loss, don't you?
Yeah, it's actually 18 to 15. I'm going to have a 2-point conversion in there.
Oh,
boy, you're close.
What a weird score, right?
You're close.
I'm taking
to
this
mine.
week off.
Am I really, Harry?
Yeah, you're close to mine.
18 to 15. Okay, what do you got, Harry?
19-13.
Wow.
Eagles. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like a missed extra point.
A lot of penalties. It's going to be a beauty.
Yeah, this game's going to set the NFL product back.
Sort of like Monday night's game did last night. Oh, that was a train wreck.
Not fun. Wow, that's a couple of – that might be the grossest scores I've ever seen from two people. Like, usually it's just one guy going, it's 18 to 13 or 18 to 15. All right, well, I guess I'll go a little prettier than these ugly numbers I see in front of me. I'm going to go 23 to 13 Eagles.
Oh, 19-13, 23-13. Is that much prettier?
Like 24.
I feel better about it.
It's a lot of field goals.
Yeah.
It is a lot of field goals. And it's going to be hard to kick field goals with all the laundry on the floor. You know,
or maybe a safety. Maybe you get a safety.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, guys.
Yeah, this game's going to be brought to you by Tide. All the laundry it's going to be out there.
Not including dessert. Harry, I'll ask you first.
Yeah.
3 things on your Thanksgiving plate you have to have.
Well, you got to have turkey.
There you go. Well, some people they hate it.
I know.
They don't like it.
You got to have gravy.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to have some sort of green bean casserole.
Yeah,
interesting.
That's a little outlier. How about that? I'm not a cranberries man. No, I don't like cranberries.
What about potato?
I only liked it in my vodka. That's it. Cranberries in vodka. That's it.
Yeah, vodka cran.
I'm not a sweet potato guy. No, I like regular mashed potatoes.
Me too.
Yeah.
I really prefer the Redskin mashed potato to all.
Oh,
okay.
Can you say Redskin anymore? I don't think you can say
Well, when it comes to potatoes, you can, Harry.
I enjoy the Commander potato. Thank you.
Yeah, the Commander potato is more of the
the Washington potato team, whatever. Okay, so you got you got the tomato, you got the potato. What else you got?
The green bean casserole is the home run for me because you can moisten the turkey with the green bean casserole. I'm a combiner.
You put some almonds, the shaved almonds on the green beans, like.
Yep. And you have the French fried onion rings on the top too.
Oh yeah, that's a quality.
Which are
that's a nice
crispy
item.
Clutch. Yeah. I went and got all the supplies because the old lady's making the green bean casserole and the mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, mac and
so
cheese.
Whatever homeless shelter wants me to drop off the leftover mac and cheese because she always makes way too much.
Oh yeah. How can you have too much macaroni and cheese? It could last for days. You could be eating it for breakfast.
Harry, I have bags, Ziploc freezer bags, probably in my freezer from the last 2 Thanksgivings.
Really?
She'll make like 4 pounds. There's like 8 people. It's ridiculous. We're not going to eat a half a pound of macaroni and cheese per person.
You should take that somewhere.
We do.
Yeah,
I do.
I
drop it off at a shelter every year.
You just said you had bags in the freezer. How did you have that? Something's not adding up.
I still have more to drop off. You wouldn't believe. I get a tin to put it in to bring it over.
Yeah.
That's like it's a catering event.
Oh.
With the little sterno underneath there.
Yeah. I got to pull the tab. Oh,
good. Don't deliver it frozen. That's good. That's a good thing.
No. It's still
dang.
Oh, dang.
All right. What about you, Farzy?
I'll play along as well. Yeah, I'll go. I got
stuffed shell.
I love turkey. No, the Thanksgiving. Actually, now that you mention it, this is the first time Thanksgiving will have a crossover with my my heritages. Usually Thanksgiving was just the Polish side of my family holiday. The Italians are creeping in. The Italians are creeping into this Thanksgiving. A very traditional Southern Italian stew is being made.
Oh yeah,
by my dad. Minestre is what it's called, and it's like spicy Italian sausage, escarole and beans. A lot of people might refer to it as, but it's spicy Italian sausage, escarole or scroll, beans, and little bits of bacon.
You guys should pasta fagioli.
Sounds good,
dude. You put a little Locatelli pecorino romano over top of that, fresh Italian bread. It's the best. But
nice.
That would be the appetizer. Turkey, mashed potatoes, and corn. Have to have the mashed potatoes and corn.
I forgot about the corn.
Yeah.
I have to forget about the corn these days. But
You
good food and gross sports.
Not very digestible.
No.
I hope your menus are prettier than the scores we have given for today.
Yeah.
Harry Mays, Jason Martinez, Marc Farzetta. This is Locked On Eagles Squad Show on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And, before we get out of here, I do want to say this. Jason, seeing you drop the puck at the Flyers game, got a little teary-eyed. I'm going to tell you that right now. That was a beautiful moment, my friend.
Everybody else did, but I did not.
I was like, look at this heartless bastard. Not even teary-eyed? Come on.
I think even Schenner was crying.
Yeah, he was crying when I chirped him after at the behest of Travis Konechny.
That was great.
I was walking off. I told him, I said, keep your head up, Schenner. TK's going to effing bury you in the corner. And he came over laughing.
That was great, brother. That was great. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys and your families, everybody else. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We'll catch up with you guys next week. You guys will be there, obviously, Friday after the game, breaking it all down right here on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. For Harry Mays, Jason Martinez, and you know what? Also our friend, Louis DiBiase, Locked On Luigi. This is Locked On Eagles Squad Show. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.